Water. But guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I don't know what episode we're on right now, but we're trying to make this a recurring event to where me and Gio just kind of have the have the conversations we normally do. We're always talking about different things. I guess also kind of like growing up, how that's kind of evolving. Some things within the family. I don't know, like Johnny's growing up. Just to kind of put it in context for the new viewers, is that it's just me. Gio's younger than me, and then we have a younger brother. But today we're kind of focused on something on something that kind of like bothers me, just because it's changed so much, right? Like,
yeah.
Can you please tell us like what's going on right now?
Oh well, I mean, I don't know. I didn't know it bothered you, but I guess this came up because there's a new game that came out, or that I guess hasn't officially dropped, but it came out on Tuesday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
October, what are we in right now?
October 11th today? Or October 10th?
10th, yeah. It came out 2 days ago, October 8th.
10/10.
So, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise known as Budokai Tenkaichi. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
The fourth installment, I guess, of this game came out, or is going to come out on Friday, October 11th, which is tomorrow. When they announced the game, they said if you pre-ordered the game, you were going to be able to play it October 8th, I guess. And so I came to realize a little bit too late that you could only play it a few days early if you pre-ordered the digital version of the game. So I guess that's been my dilemma right now, where, digital media, I guess.
Well, it kind of sucks because they don't really, I mean, it's kind of, you have to be aware of like what you're buying, right? But it's still, they're promoting digital media, because what I didn't know, I don't play that many games. You kind of dive into that more these days. I used to love like Need for Speed. I used to love ATV Off-Road. I used to love Crazy Taxi.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank.
And all games before, you wouldn't even think about it being digital, but today it's a lot more common than not. And it's crazy because you told me something. You told me that whenever you're buying or purchasing the game, in the small letters, it states that the developer or wherever the game is being, wherever the game is live, they can cut that off, and then you have no access to the game anymore. Which I don't know why anyone would do that, but still having that limited access to your game, for me, it's not a good thing, because if you buy a $60 game, an $80 game, or how much are they right now?
I think, well, I mean,
has the price gone up?
I think it's gone up by like $10, like just like all around, I guess. But they offer like digital and like, I mean, not digital, I mean like they have like standard versions, deluxe versions, and like ultimate or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So typically, I mean, right now you're probably paying like around $80.
$80?
$80 for like a game, like, because it unlocks something like in game, And it's all about microtransactions now.
And oh yeah, the add-ons, right?
Yeah, selling things in game that before you could just play to get,
Yeah, before you just have to play the game and then you unlock it little by little.
Yeah, like let's just say that Super Mario Smash Bros. Was never a game back then. I feel like if they dropped it now, certain characters you couldn't even unlock by beating the hardest player there is in the game. You'd probably just have to pay to get like said player or said character.
And then also giving you that ability to access the player by buying it kind of takes away from the difficulty of the game because
Or I guess the fun of it.
yeah, the fun of it too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the fun.
The fun of it. But going back to what we were saying,
Mm-hmm.
the owners giving you limited access whenever they want to a game, for me, it sucks because you just paid $80 for a game and they can cut off the servers, or whenever they decide to, they can do maintenance on it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's their excuse. To me, that was very surprising because whenever you buy a game, whenever you buy everything, it should be yours, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it should never fail. And maybe I'm an old head, but I guess I'm an advocate for
For
hard copies.
yeah, for physical media, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting too because I saw, I think it was like a Call of Duty game. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a new Call of Duty, where I think they're probably doing the same thing. If you order or like if you pre-order the digital one, you'll probably have access a few days earlier, and it's if it's the digital version, then they have that power over like that game specifically. Like, let's just say that I don't know, 10 years later or something, you still want to play it. That's your favorite game of all time. But what if it's not available digitally anymore? You know?
Yeah, that's something interesting you bring up because you can't just take it out of your closet and say, okay, I'm gonna play this game
Yeah, I'm gonna
today.
play this game. Yeah, and so that's why I kind of bought like this Dragon Ball game in the physical version because I was like, well, I could buy the digital one, but what if they lock it or something? I don't know, something crazy like that right down the road, and like I just don't have access to it. What if I want to give it to my kids or something,
Yeah.
and they can't play it because it's unavailable online?
And it's crazy because there are many benefits to you just purchasing a digital one, but you just don't know when things will change.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a lot better to have a physical version, but maybe for gamers that like to play sooner than later,
Mm-hmm.
really have to side with the digital media. Like they have no option because the game has been out like already 3 days.
Yeah, like
You,
2 days. Yeah,
yeah, gamers have already real
gained
gamers
gained experience. I guess.
gained 2 days experience compared to, let's put us as an example.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be able to play until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's to me it's interesting that they put those barriers for the people that get the physical copies. It should all be the same.
Yeah, I think so too. Like even if you want the digital one, you could still get the physical like 3 days early if you pre-order it. I feel
because you
like
pre-order for a reason, right? Like it's pre-ordering.
yeah, the reason that I pre-ordered it was because I was under the what's the word called?
Impression.
Yeah, I was under the impression that I was gonna be able to get the game a few days earlier.
You were gonna get that GameStop person fired because you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna call him up and throw him a 20." They probably
Yeah,
have it in the back.
yeah, I was gonna tell them, but they were like, "No, you can't get it till Friday." I was like, "Okay."
And the thing is that they probably have it in the back in their storage. They just can't give it to you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what I was thinking is because when you pre-order the game, you put like a certain amount of money down. So like even if they probably wanted to give it to you, they'd have to run it through their program, I guess, like scan it
Mm-hmm.
and then charge you for the rest of the game, which they probably can't do until tomorrow.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and with technology today,
Yeah, like it'll block it and like if you take it, it's like stealing. So I don't think anyone would want to lose their job over
and to
giving
me,
you the
it
game.
was crazy when we made that shift that there's certain games that you can't even play if you have no internet.
Oh yeah.
That to me is insane because you've given up your power that you used to have.
Mhm.
When I used to, like, my favorite game of all time, I can say, is Super Smash Brothers. And back then we would struggle to, I didn't even know what a memory card was, just because if I mentioned or we mentioned to our dad, like, hey, we need a memory card or we need an extra controller. I remember we used to fight over that because we had like 1 or 2 controllers.
Yeah, well, there was like the main controller that came with the Nintendo
Yeah.
GameCube. That was, I guess, the good one, and then the other one that you had to like connect to to the cube.
And we would fight over that. I remember that. And but the problem back then was that we really couldn't afford it, so we would. I'm surprised it never burned out because the Nintendo GameCube, whenever it came out, our dad got it for us for Christmas, but he obviously didn't know, right? Like, and we didn't either. We weren't gonna ask for it either because we just didn't have money.
Yeah, we knew we weren't gonna get it either.
We had a PS2, I remember, and we had a Nintendo GameCube, so we were fortunate. Like, I think even though like our parents didn't
afford like buy accessories and stuff.
Yeah, like they still got us games, so we would still be entertained. I remember PS2 had Tom Clancy's like The Spy.
Oh yeah,
dude, that
Splinter Cell.
Dude, that is such a good game that I think that if they made it today and they, I guess, revisited the idea, they could make a crazy game out of that.
Yeah, well, I actually think that, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Clancy is like Call of Duty. Oh. And then so like Tom Clancy makes, I think, it's the other war game. I forgot. Or I think it's called a Rainbow Six Siege, I think it's called. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tom Clancy, like, they make like that game. But I get what you're saying. The game that we had was like a spy game where you would go like in missions, kind of like if you were Batman.
Yeah.
And you were like in the dark and you'd pick locks and stuff. Yeah, I remember that game vividly. Yeah.
I like games like that. I like games that have like stories.
Yeah.
But
I remember you used to like Ratchet and Clank.
Dude. Oh yeah, I mean that's not even.
Yeah, I was gonna say I guess it's just like a nostalgic thing, right? Where that's my main memory. You know, video games. Being a child was playing Super Mario Smash Bros. But
I remember, yeah. When I was younger, I used to love playing video games just because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Today I find it a little bit different just because everything's online now and. Yeah. You're playing with so many good players. Like before, I could beat you in Need for Speed any day with whatever car, right? I could beat you at Super Smash Brothers with whatever character. I guess. I mean, thinking about it, there's a lot of good things and I guess not very good things that come out of connecting everything. Whenever they put on that online platform for PlayStation, a lot of things changed. Like you could play with a player from another country and maybe he was better than you. I mean, you see that in Call of Duty. You play with you interact with a lot of different people, right? So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, connecting the world, yeah.
But whenever they digitize everything, that also, I think, takes away something from the consumer. The consumer no longer owns the video game. And I believe even if you did buy the physical version, if they wanted, for whatever reason, they wanted to take down the server of the new Dragon Ball, they could, and your physical copy wouldn't work for anything.
They could probably do that, yeah, nowadays. Yeah, you never know. So I bet the disc is like marked with something or something that they just don't tell you or something.
Like a code or something. It could be like a gift card. So I mean, if you don't have that certain code, you're not gonna get anything.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening.
So yeah, whenever I guess thinking about it, there's a lot of good things that come from it, but I just don't like the fact. I mean, maybe this is a rant, but they take something away from the consumer too. Like
yeah, and like I mean, things now have changed because I remember buying a movie or something was an experience instead of having it on a streaming service.
Okay,
I remember as a child, we would go with our dad on the weekends, and that's what we would do on the weekends. Was watch new movies that would come out.
It surprised me whenever my dad could spend $80 for the Blockbuster experience, but then we couldn't spend that at a restaurant.
Okay.
That to me is very surprising because I guess
when you say Blockbuster experience, you mean, well, I was talking about like buying, like you remember when Blu-ray was like the new revolutionary thing.
Yeah.
Each movie was like $60, I think, or something like that. $50, some crazy thing like that.
Yeah, and then you had to buy all the brand new Like
DVD players.
the DVD players, every single time they come out with a new system.
Yeah, then the new one had like 4K, and then this one had better resolution, and yeah, they would just sell you everything.
And now everything's digitized.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. That whole experience was fun. I was talking more about the earlier days, like
Oh,
the
Blockbuster and stuff.
yeah, the Blockbuster days, because we never really went through the. Did we go through the cassette experience? A little bit, right?
Not renting cassettes. I don't really remember that, but I remember we had cassettes.
Yeah, I
Like
think
older movies. I mean, the oldest movie I can remember is like that dinosaur movie. I don't know if you know what I'm talking
the
about.
Disney one.
I don't know if it was Disney, but it was
I
a
think it's Disney.
dinosaur movie.
Where they travel, and
It's something like I don't know.
there's dirt everywhere.
The main character was like the little dinosaur.
Okay. Is it the cartoon version or the real life version?
The cartoon version.
Oh, okay.
Cartoon,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't really remember what it's called, but that's the oldest movie that I remember that we probably watched on cassette.
A lot of people are gonna think, damn, like they don't want digital anything. But the thing is, I think we experienced kind of like the cassette era, the DVD era, the Blu-ray era.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whenever Blu-ray came out, that was so revolutionary. Like, our dad has always been an aficionado for like movies or sound systems.
Yeah.
TVs.
I think most of all he appreciates an experience and like a well-made movie too, because if you look at the type of movies that he likes to watch, they're like really well produced. They have a nice story. You know, it's not. I don't know. I feel like nowadays the quality of movies have really gone down. Like any Marvel movie that comes out, they're kind of like all copy and paste. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like let's just say I don't know, the Hulk movies, the original Hulk movies.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like badass, and they give you like a feeling like, oh man, this man is going through some crazy stuff. I don't know if you remember the original Hulk movies.
Yeah, I remember whenever he fights off the tank, and then there's like a albino Hulk.
Yeah, something that's like in the third one or something like that. Yeah, or like I don't know, the original Spider-Man movies. They make you, I don't know, they like evoke feeling in you, you know. And so like I think the movies nowadays, you know what I'm saying, are not as well thought of.
I think a lot of things has changed because even in the film industry, I bet actors or actresses get paid a lot less. It's a lot less. I mean, obviously for better produced movies, they demand better actors, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things have gone downhill. Like even the movies that they're producing, like you said, back then, Blu-ray movies like Wanted. Well, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Wanted, but just the idea of bending bullets to me was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And I mean, they had actors like Angelina Jolie,
Morgan
Freeman. The whole idea of the movie was sick to me. And whenever they had that Corvette, I think even the trailers were crazy
Mm-hmm.
because they had that Corvette flipping over like another car. Or whenever they...
Oh, it was when he was in the Mustang and he was going to shoot that old guy in the car. Yeah, in the limousine.
So trailers, again, used to evoke feeling in you like, oh, I gotta watch this movie. And then whenever you got into the movie, it was actually something worth waiting for.
Yeah.
Like, today, again, it's not that all movies are bad or... Not that they don't want to evoke an exciting feeling, but it just doesn't have that essence that it used to have. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because now everybody can produce whatever and however. I feel like what today has gone popular and viral is like POVs of like other people's life or, like streaming. I don't know how that became popular. I mean, I've met streamers at bars too that are on what Kick is a platform or
Twitch.
Yeah. Twitch is a platform. Mm-hmm. And like I don't know how we got to that, but there's just so much media out there that I think that's why you start losing essence into the quality of things.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think also the quality, of things that has gone down is like in video games too. Because I started thinking, or like you see it everywhere, right? People say that there's no games to play on the PS5.
Really?
Like there's a lot of games, right? But if you think like back a few years ago, like when the PS4 was around, there was so many games that you could choose from that were like really good games, you know?
Yeah.
And nowadays there's certain games that come out for PlayStation or something like that that are pretty good, but there's not like a wide variety of video games. And then something that I'm seeing a lot of is they're remastering like old games, almost as if the creators are running out of ideas, or like there's just no new imagination or something like that, you know?
And then sometimes remastering things don't necessarily come out as one would want them to come out. And honestly,
Or as they would say, they don't hit the same.
yeah, I think creators just want to create some type of nostalgic feeling for you to say, "Oh, that was part of my childhood. I should buy it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, they hit that spot in order for you to buy it.
Yeah.
But let's say again, you were saying that Ratchet and Clank. I think everybody and anyone should play Ratchet and Clank. Like for me, those are the fun games. Even though I like the fact that nothing like that like exists in reality, or
Okay.
or yeah, nothing like that exists in reality. A Lombax, I think it's called.
Yeah,
He kind of looks like like a fox type thing. That Ratchet was never supposed to become some type of hero. He was just a mechanic working in some galaxy.
Yeah.
And then he meets Clank, where even Clank was thrown away because he was like a error model. So that's why he was shipped out and just thrown away, and that's how he landed with Ratchet, and they become good friends. But little do they know that they're gonna go on a whole bunch of adventures, and then Ratchet like gets better at fighting, gets better gear. I used to love the upgrade on weapons. Like to me that was exciting because okay, I have a reason to kill those little mushrooms walking around or whatever.
Yeah, because
you
it
know?
would upgrade something. You know,
Yeah.
you get something in return.
You'd get coins. You get bolts. The currency there is bolts.
Yeah.
So even games like that, I don't feel like they make them anymore. Like even back then, there used to be the dragon game. I don't know what that dragon game is called, but a lot of people play it. Do you know what I'm talking about? The purple dragon, the small one.
Oh. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
And Sly Bandicoot or something like that.
Yeah.
The Sly
series. Yeah.
Yeah. That orange guy. What's his name? That does circles.
Crash Bandicoot.
Bandicoot. All those games.
And then maybe some PS1 games that we're not mentioning, but like I feel like we really didn't have a the first PlayStation.
Yeah.
We had the PlayStation 2. That's where we started our.
Well, actually, I did have.
You probably played it more than me because it was so long ago, but
yeah, we did have a PS1 too. Well, I mean, Dad has always made it happen somehow. We didn't come from a lot, but Dad always made it happen somehow. Because even then, I can imagine those consoles, even if they were 120 or 140, he used to make $200 in a week or $250 in a week, working 50-hour weeks. So I mean, Dad always made it happen. So I mean, I'm happy for that we got to experience that, because I feel like even games taught me a lot. Like, gave me that experience. But today, it's a lot different.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, we're moving away from the experiences that you used to get, and like it's funny, right? Because I feel like everything translates, right? Like back in the day in video games, you had to work for the things that you wanted to get in the game, right?
Yeah.
And like nowadays, even on FIFA, it's all like, well, if you want to play really good, you can spend a lot of money on the packs that they sell you, and then that way you can get really good players.
Oh, I didn't know you could get. You could purchase packs.
Yeah, so like in like FIFA, like let's just say there's a mode called Ultimate Team, where you start off with like it's like a team that sucks. Let's just say it like that, right?
Yeah.
And
they just give you random players like rookies and
whatever? They just give you like random cards. They're like, you start off with bronze cards. You know, it's like bronze, silver, and then gold ones are the gold cards that that you want to have.
And then are there super, super, super,
Yeah,
super
there's like
platinum?
there's special cards exactly. Yeah, there's special cards that I don't know, they release like every once in a while, right? And then there's like team of the week players that they have their own special card. It could be like a player, but then it's like a special version of them. You know, it's like this. The base one is rated, I don't know, like 80.
Special players means like that certain week they were killing the game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Team of the
Bruh.
week. Team of the week means like they build an 11 and then they choose like 11 players out of like all the leagues, and you know they choose to put them in a team of the week. You know, and then they release like a special card for that week that they played really good. Let's just say like Lewandowski from Barcelona, he dropped a hat trick when he played, I think like last weekend, something like that. And so they released a team of the week card for him. He's like a really high rated as compared to his base gold card.
And then does that translate to the game like all the time?
What do you mean?
Will those specialty skills benefit you
In the game? Yeah, a lot, because well, they're way better they're way better players in game, like when you're playing, than
so you can replace Lewandowski for last week compared to 3 years ago, and that Lewandowski from a week ago will play better.
Well, I mean, it's because since it's like updated yearly, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
they won't give you
yeah, they won't give you like a really old one. No,
okay.
There's like the one that's right now,
mm-hmm.
which is, I don't know what his rating is in the game, but then they can give you like a special team of the week one, or like if he played good in the Champions League later on in the season, they'll release like road to the finals Champions League cards, you know, and that's how they get you to buy packs and stuff, because otherwise I don't really think there's like a high chance that you get to see a lot of those cards. Like, let's just say that you spend no money on the game, you'd have to play hours and hours and hours to grind those cards. But what's the point, right? When your competitor is buying all the cards.
True. Yeah, because I was gonna say that you can play all that, but what happens when your competition just buys it?
Yeah, your competition is like stacked with gold cards, and that's why I don't really like playing FIFA towards like the end of the cycle. And by the end of the cycle, I mean like closer to when the next one is gonna come out, because by the time that you're like nearing the end, everybody's team is like, other players are like 95 rated and higher, you know. So like at that point, they're just playing circles around you. Let's just say that my team is like, I have 89 rated player cards, 90 rated player cards. His whole team is like 95 and up, you know? Like they're just gonna run past you. They have way better skills. They defend better. They just do everything better all around.
Dang, giving that ability to players, it's a crazy advantage, especially if you have money. Because again, if you put yourself if we were to put ourselves in that situation today, we wouldn't be able to afford every single version of the PS5. Not saying that we're gonna buy every single version, right? We're good with the basic one. But what if we wanted to? Or what if you wanted I don't know, again, you wanted a certain add-on that you had to play for, and other people are just buying it. It really benefits people just to have money,
right?
Because if you want to grind it out, you're never gonna be ranked. Or
I mean, you could, right? But like, it would just take way longer, and it's just easier for your opponents to beat you because they pay for the things. Honestly, one game that I really like that has been one of the best games that I've played is a game called Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
It's made by this company called Sucker Punch, and then that same company has made like games for PlayStations in the past, like Infamous. I don't know if you remember Infamous, where like
the guy with lightning.
Yeah, and like the previous ones you could choose like to go to like a good path or like a bad path.
Yeah.
And based on that, he has different abilities and things like that. So I think those are like, that game is one of the ones that remind me most of like back in the day. There's no really like microtransactions, and by that is like in-game stuff that you have to buy. I mean, it is also like a one player game, I guess, like a story mode game. Yeah. But I think that company's doing it right.
I remember, yeah, and I think that might be key. There's multiplayer games used to not exist. I feel,
True. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Before the internet and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like a revolution in games. Like
Hmm.
multiplayer used to not exist. I think in most of the games that we used to play.
Yeah. No, I mean, one of the only ones that I could think of is maybe Call of Duty, that has been like multiplayer for a really long time. But
And I think maybe they did that because of storage or ability to code. I mean, I bet it's a lot harder to code a multiplayer game than a
yeah,
solo.
story game.
Yeah, because yeah, that's what we're missing. I think player story mode games. Like,
I don't know. I just feel like with everything, right? They're just kind of rushing things and
every,
moving too fast.
and I don't think we're gonna stop. That's the thing that it's kind of become stagnant in the gaming world in a lot of areas, but now that we're focused in the gaming area, remastering every game, it's not the solution for me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
And also, I bet just like in any other industry, there's certain companies that are bought out or that buy out everything, basically.
Hmm.
So I believe that there's a lot of small artists that paint that can bring a lot of creativity to the table. They're just not given a chance. Just the same way that I bet there's a lot of game writers, small game writers, that their stories or their versions of whatever game they want to make aren't bought because big industry will buy out from people that have already made previous games.
Okay, yeah.
You get what I mean?
You're
So
saying like maybe new ideas aren't given that like
chance.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about the gaming industry, but if we put it in basic, that's how most
Things, right?
most things work. Yeah, and so therefore, it's a lot less of an investment for you to buy a game from someone who has already made games before because it'll be better for your coders instead of creating a whole new idea from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
That would be expensive. That would take time
And money.
and what you don't have right now is I feel like even as we speak, if they dropped a new Dragon Ball or if they dropped a new Call of Duty, they're already working on the next two versions.
Yeah.
Like they already know what they're gonna do. So therefore, where is the introduction of new ideas, new story modes? Because as bad as it might seem today, I feel like there's a lot out there too. Since we're gonna connect everybody, since we're so we can communicate a lot better, why can't we bring up small artists or small video game developers and like give them a chance, you know? But I think it's just like everything else. It's bought out or they already have a certain way of doing it, so they're not gonna change. You get what I mean? It's just like anything else. It's hard to change it because you need money. You need a lot of capital to do things like that. And I mean, I don't know where we're going, but hopefully they start producing better quality video games. And
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe people need to slow down, but I guess that's.
But then consumers also want more.
Yeah,
more.
that's counter to the belief that we have nowadays, right? More is better, more and more.
More is better, yeah.
Of everything, and so I guess people are happy with what they get, but then they're not happy when they don't get a good product,
Yeah. and it sucks. It sucks.
I mean, honestly, one game that they would get me on if they would remaster it would be like Need for Speed Most Wanted. That to me was like I think the best Need for Speed that ever released.
Where you had to beat all the bosses and
yeah,
they had the BMW?
Yeah, the Blacklist.
Oh yeah.
And then you raced against a dude and then like he messed up your BMW and so he won the car and then you have to go back and beat all of his goons.
The only thing I regret when I was younger is that I didn't invest into a memory card. I think if I would have, that would been my objective to get a memory card, we would have gotten it. But our dad would never let us walk into the GameStop store because he knew we were going to ask for something. And I also didn't really want to walk into the GameStop store because
You wanted something, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of knew I was gonna get told no. Like we can't buy that, you know. Because Midnight Club Dub Edition Remix. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, Midnight Club 3. Yeah, Dub Edition Remix.
Dub Edition Remix, and even the names were longer back then. Dude, that game was so crazy. Like, it was one of those games that, I don't know, even comparing it to the new Need for Speed, to where you can customize basically everything. I don't know, that game just has an essence to it that will never go away. Even the playlist, like...
Oh, yeah, I remember the music.
Yeah, the music used to go really hard.
Yeah.
And so games like that, I don't know, give you a feeling that you actually want to play it. I don't know what it is, honestly. Like, is it the world moving too fast? Is it?
It could just be us being old heads too.
That too, because the kids love playing. Like, our little brother just loves playing Fortnite, and he don't.
Well, I think now he's like Call of Duty. I think
he's Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
But he's PC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's PC. And it's so funny because he has a PlayStation, but he connects it to a PC screen, you know?
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he plays on a little screen.
Oh, he's on 2 screens, I think, no?
I remember back in the day, it was like, if you had the bigger the screen, the better, you know?
The better, yeah.
The thick ones, the big screens. Yeah, if you had that in your house, you were rich.
But that's because a lot of people started switching to PC because it's a lot faster, right? Or you could upgrade?
Well, I guess so, yeah.
But I mean, if you play directly from...
a PC,
like a CPU.
Yeah. It's a lot faster. But the only thing I didn't get is that, like, the games would be backed up. Like, I think...
back then, though.
No, like, even now, I think, you know Red Dead Redemption, right? I don't know if you know the game, right? But the first one just now came out in PC, like, not too long ago. And that game has been out for... I don't know. That game came out in, like, 2015 or something like that.
But why did they do that?
Or even earlier. I don't know. I really don't know.
Why would they even drop it on PC?
I don't know. Don't ask me. People probably ask for it.
Oh, yeah, true. I mean, if you've never played it and you want to play it,
to
catch up to Red Dead Redemption 2, right?
Already? Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, yeah.
Far Cry. There's so many games that used to have, like, good story modes.
Yeah, Far Cry. I think they're, like, on the 6th one now.
For real? 6. Oh, they kept on going?
Yeah, there's a lot of Far Cry games, yeah. I never played any of them, though.
I think I played like Far Cry 1, and I think games used to come out just like movies come out, but we weren't able to get every single new game that came out. We just had a pre-selected games that we were like, okay, this is worth to buy, or
then you gotta wait like till the next set of games came out. You get to choose one.
I think my favorite part of everything was like when discs. I mean, I guess today you don't have to go through it, but you just have to like clean off your disc in order for the PlayStation 2 to read it.
Yeah.
I remember when a disc was too scratched up. I think I looked it up on YouTube. It's like put toothpaste in the middle and then kind of spread it out on the outside and wash it with water. And then you can play the game. Yeah, you had
different techniques to get the game to read, yeah.
And it didn't work all the time, but you kept trying until it worked.
Yeah, I mean, so going back on to, like, the digital and physical, I think it's a good idea to have your physical copies of games and stuff. Like, that game that I told you, Ghost of Tsushima, is a game that I bought digitally. So it's only on my PlayStation, and, like... I couldn't let anyone else borrow or anything like that, but I'm thinking about buying the physical one just in case, you know, just to have it. I don't know, give it to my children or something. Like, yo, play this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time. You know?
Yeah, when you think about it,
I mean, I think about it that way too because it's like a memory, you know? Like, I know one day when I die or something, maybe nobody's gonna listen to all my music on Apple Music, you know? But let's just say I had, like, my dad's collection of discs when he was younger, you know? You could go through every single one of them and be like, what did he listen to, you know?
You know, bringing that up, you're right, because even my dad's collection of movies say something about him, you know? Like,
yeah, like, what... I don't know, what was he into?
Did he watch Adventure?
Yeah, and actually, like, if you look right here, I don't know if the camera can see it, but There's so many games in here, and
Here, pull it out.
there's so many movies. Well, hold up, I'd have to move this.
Yeah, because moving the camera, then it's a lot hard. I'm surprised we saved. Well, we saved all the Blu-rays because
They were expensive.
they were super expensive. Each disc $60, and I mean, to give them credit, the streaming platform services, to give them credit, they did make everything a lot more affordable.
Yeah, a lot affordable and easier to access, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, for the children that don't know what Blu-ray is.
yeah, look, Blu-ray. This was the revolutionary thing. Harry Potter and the Half Prince, I think.
Yeah.
And the Half Something Prince.
And that was an exciting movie when it came out.
Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
Machete Kills.
I never watched that one.
I don't. When this came out, we couldn't watch it because.
Oh yeah, our dad wouldn't let us watch, even if it was, dude. I don't know what the conspiracy behind Surf's Up, yeah. But Dad was like adamant and saying, you can't watch that. Why?
I don't know, and like I watched it again, and I was like, I guess it has some curse words, but
he probably watched some YouTube video that gave him some conspiracy theory
some weird thing
that there was subliminal messages in the movie that kids shouldn't watch. That's the only good theory I have.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This is a good one.
Dude, it's that old.
This thing is old. X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. Even that movie's crazy. Like, that movie, whenever it first came out, that was revolutionary.
2012.
Oh, yeah, when everybody thought we were going to die.
Yeah, man. Everybody thought they were going to die that year. A Good Day to Die Hard. That's another good one.
Bruce Willis.
That man, Bruce Willis. He's mad old now. X-Men Origins. This is a good Wolverine movie.
The new one, the humor. I don't know. Just maybe I'm not a funny person. Maybe not a lot of things humor me. Maybe I'm amargado. I don't know, but.
Oh, we got to get the Avengers on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, that too.
See, and even this one was a good movie, you know, but. Like you said, even the new Deadpool Wolverine movie, there was just something missing about it that I was like, okay, well, it was pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't as good as it could be. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of like grab your attention moments, like with the graphics or the slow motions or the effects or just everything. But
what you know about this one? I remember I used to love this movie. I don't even know what year this
G-Force. Is that a play on like
G.I. Joe?
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
I think so. I don't know, but this movie was badass. I remember watching this so many times. This movie came out in 2009.
Dang,
I was 9 years old watching this thing.
And that used to be a hit.
This is a good Disney movie that most kids nowadays, like, let's just say
wouldn't even sit to watch.
Yeah, no, let's just say that, I don't know, my parents never bought us this type of things, right? Then my kids would never be able to watch these movies because I'd probably forget. You know? And so like, now I have this right here, and we're probably going to save these forever till we die. And then one day, our grandchildren are going to be like, yo, look at this, like, relic. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a DVD? And this thing has, like, everything. Got the little slidey thing.
Yeah, you got the extra cut version.
That's what I'm saying. Look, and it even has, like, more than one. It has 3 discs. For what? You know what I'm saying? But that was, like, the cool thing about it. You know?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, to also give them credit, they used to give more stuff.
That's what I'm saying. For
3 discs for $60, yeah. Does it say how much it was?
No, it doesn't. I remember I used to hate the stickers, so I used to take it off, but no, it doesn't say. But this thing is pristine condition. Yeah,
so movies like that, you're right. It would have been forgotten even for us if our dad also was not like
a movie fanatic.
Yeah, a movie fanatic, and I don't know, that G-Force movie did bring a lot. I put it underneath because then then you block the camera, but. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. That a lot of things have changed now. That brings a lot of memories because my favorite movie also used to be Cats and Dogs.
Cats and Dogs?
Yeah. It was like a war between cats and dogs. The cats were like the evil ones, and then the dogs were the.
I don't remember that movie. Cats and Dogs. I don't remember.
Dude, the dog spy movies.
Dog spy movies.
Yeah, the dogs are spies, and the cats were like evil, trying to like sequestrar los humans.
Wait, are you talking about in G-Force?
No. That's the whole.
I don't remember Cats and Dogs. Cats and
Cats and dogs.
That's probably before my time.
Yeah, for for the kids out there, Cats and Dogs is also a good version. Pull out some more movies. Let me see. We're just gonna go through movies right now because I had forgot completely about G-Force. And probably our dad had... Dude, if you really recounted all that money that we spent...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's say we have 50... And then that's a small amount. 50 of those things. Times 60, that's $3,000 back then.
Oh, what the heck? This is a game. I don't even know we had this.
What game?
Wait, are these video games? Resident Evil 2? Wow, I never played that. Destiny. Oh, these are games. Need for Speed. Okay, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that one was...
That one was recent, I think. Man of Steel. What year was this?
That Superman movie?
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember. Oh, 2015. Oh, The Hobbit. My dad loves these movies. These are like his favorite movies, I think. The adventure.
Warlord.
Yeah, like magician type movies. I don't even... What genre is this? What would you consider this?
I don't know. The Magician / Warcraft.
I don't know, but fantasy, I guess. Lord of the Rings. Another one. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yo, that franchise is old. I thought it was...
And Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
that one's hard, I think.
Yeah, this one is such a unique concept that, like, even this hits, you know, like...
Yeah. It's one
of
those, like...
Like, they don't make... You know, they make things now that's like...
They make Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, like... And what's funny is that I watched that. It's not good.
You've watched it?
Yeah, Cocaine Bear.
I've never watched that movie.
It was on Peacock.
So was it a bear on cocaine?
Yeah, like literally, like they dropped like a package or something from like in the air. They were like transporting some coke, and then like they threw it out, or the plane crashed or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then the bear got access to cocaine, and so like he started going crazy.
Like he ate it? He ate the packages?
He ate it. Yeah, he started eating it. He got into it.
Bruh, he got addicted.
Yeah, and he started going crazy. He started killing people. It's a gory movie.
I haven't seen it, nor the whole concept's kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of messed up, right?
Kind of basic.
But I mean, going back, I guess, buying physical media, I think overall is better, right? Because you get to keep it and you get to cherish it, I guess, for a while.
You're right, and...
Like with this Dragon Ball that's coming out, it kind of sucks, right? That you don't get it 3 days early or 4 days early.
I'm ready to be the Saiyan Mexicano, the number 1 ranked.
Yo, that's crazy. He's representing the Mexicans.
Where do you think he's from?
Where do you think? Saiyan
No. But like, where do you think he's playing from? Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Like, where is he located?
Do you think he's in Mexico?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of like Mexicans, Dragon Ball fans, like a lot of them.
Yeah, like stands.
Yeah, I think me too. Like I just love the whole Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe that is the first one. I mean, that was the first anime I ever like. That was the first anime I got into before I knew what anime was. I just thought it was a cartoon.
I think Goku's just very relatable, like.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think we're kind of going off topic, right? But like just going into like Dragon Ball and stuff. I really like Dragon Ball also because it like relates, you know, back to like humans, I guess. Yeah. Because he always talks about that training is equally as important as resting. You know, like who would think that Goku rests? You know, like you know what I'm saying. But
he's fighting off people every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He teaches his son that even if you want to be the strongest person in like the team, I guess, you still gotta rest your body.
Yeah. So concepts like that are real and play out in real working out and gaining muscle. So yeah. So things like that. Guys, if you stayed this long, thank you for listening to our rant. I think we're gonna come off as old heads because I mean we grew up in an age where not everything was digitized. It's kind of annoying that owners just have access to everything. I don't know. You have very limited ownership of the things that you get these days.
Yeah, and then kids nowadays just get it like a little bit too easy. You know.
Yeah, they're easily accessible. I mean, easily accessible. Video game developers can just promote easily their game on YouTube. One click and it's already out there to millions.
Oh, and like just little side note, do you remember that game, Jimmy Neutron, Attack of the Twonkies?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that game was like I think that I'm not sure, right? But I think that game was before Ratchet and Clank, and I think it was like a good, like.
So even cartoons like those were.
Yeah, they had good games. Yeah.
They made Shrek games, and every single time movies would come out, and they were good. I liked them, or I don't know. Again, it's the experience you had back then, but. I hope that, I mean, you guys check out some of the movies that we got, some of the games that used to be around. I mean, if PS4 still connects to your TV, I mean, the resolution's not as good, but...
No, PS4 does. PS4 is HDMI, even PS3.
So, you know, you guys can go make sure you guys check that out, and thank you for staying until the end of this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Gio, any side note?
No. Just whoever wants to play Dragon Ball, hit me up.
We'll catch you guys in the next one.